All right, welcome to Good Times with Alex and Ryan. I'm Ryan Sprague. You can follow me on any social media at Ryan W. Sprague. Alex?
My name is Alex Vanover. You can follow me on the YouTube at Alex Vanover. You can follow me on Twitter at Vandollar15, and you can follow me on Instagram at Alex Vanover15.
All right, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Just hit it right now. Subscribe, ring the bell. Bing, bing, bing. Let's do it. Follow, whatever. If you're listening, subscribe, follow, and then you'll hear us when we pop out, and we have some more great content for you. All right, today we are talking about vacations, and some great stories on there. So, Alex, where do you remember anything about vacations, or where you went, or what happened?
When we were kids growing up, vacations weren't. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, so some of the vacations that we took were to read sport or to go camping for the weekend or something. But sometimes a vacation was just going somewhere for a day trip where we'd have a picnic or something. So I have a lot of really good memories. We went to Prehistoric Gardens when I was a kid. I don't know if you remember that at all.
Yeah.
They had the big dinosaurs that were sculpted and stuff. So we went there. One of my favorite vacations we went on as a child, though, was Ripley's Believe It or Not and the Wax Museum.
How you doing? Oh, Sacagawea.
And when Mr. Ferguson sold the museum, who spoke up for you? Not true. Because you murdered Mr. Ferguson. Nothing, sir. It was just you.
And I believe that was in Newport or somewhere. Newport is on the coast somewhere. It's like Newport, I believe. And that was a blast. I absolutely loved it. They had Michael Jackson Wax Museum sculpture. They had the whole Star Trek from the original series bridge. So they had Mr. Spock, they had Captain Kirk, they had Scotty, they had everything. So I have pictures of me when I was a little kid standing on the bridge with the Enterprise. Yeah.
Story about that. I really wanted to go. I was off working for FedEx, filling in with something, and I really wanted to go there. And my wife was like, "No, we can go some other time. Some other time we can go to the Wax Museum." But I really want to go. No, we can go some other. And that was when we first got married. So like within a year. And I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. And we never went back.
Oh,
and man. I'm still upset about it.
Well, I don't blame you. One of these days is always none of these days, man.
Exactly. And you know what? We all need to, me, her, and you, we all need to go to the Wax Museum, have a good time, take pictures with celebs, put it on our Instagram. Hey, look, I hung out with Michael Jackson today.
You know what would be cool is if we got so big from this podcast, and if John in the break room, promotes us enough, we could actually. Come on, John. Yeah, John. I don't want to put any pressure on you while you're eating your ham sandwich, but
he's in his car now. He said,
"Yeah, John, while you're in the car there, I want you to tell at least 3 or 4 people about this podcast." But first of all, wouldn't it be crazy, Ryan, if we got so big that we actually had wax figures of us at the Wax Museum?
You do stuff like this.
They'd have to do a big old wax version of your orange pickup truck.
We're like flying down.
Every time I lose 10 pounds, they have to shave off more wax from my gut. They're like, we got to update the freaking Alex sculpture again. He lost more weight. That son of a bitch.
If the audience doesn't know, which you don't, because no one's told you, Alex has been wearing the shirt, and they're like, "Hey, your face looks a little different from the shirt than what you actually are because you've lost some weight." He's like, "Oh, crap."
Yeah. I've lost 50 pounds and from the time the design was made. And every time someone sees me wearing it, they're like, "Man, that's a really great likeness of you 5 months ago." They're like, "Good work." Go get another one. I'm like, it was really hard to get this first logo.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't think we're getting another logo. So.
I think we're gonna keep this one.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna roll this one till the wheels come off.
We're gonna roll the dice on this and
Yeah,
keep
this
it.
is we're all in on this logo.
Yeah. Or
Go ahead.
anywhere else you went or
So my biggest vacation I've ever been on was to Hawaii.
Oh,
that
awesome.
that was after I graduated high school. My mom got me a ticket there and back, and I had probably $200 or $300 in spending money. But I was actually staying with kids that I met. Staying with kids that I met at Woodleaf for Young Life. So I met a lot of these kids that came to Woodleaf camp from Hawaii, and we bonded and we had a good time, played basketball, laughed. I guess my sense of humor really helped out in that situation because they liked me. And they said, hey, if you're ever in Hawaii, please, feel free to stay with us. So I actually took them up on the offer,
awesome.
which
Good.
no one ever expects somebody to actually take them up on the offer. I was like, I'm going to Hawaii. And
Yeah.
so went to Hawaii, had a good time. One thing I really liked about Hawaii was even when it rained, the rain was warm. The rain would come
That's
down
cool.
warm. The ocean was as warm as bathwater. I remember that. I went out and we went bodyboarding, like boogie boarding, like all day long. And I was, I still am, but I was really fair skinned, white. And I was having so much. Yeah, I was.
Were you blinding everybody as you walked by?
I was blinding everybody, but I was in the ocean. I was having so much fun that I got sunburned to where I looked like a lobster. It almost ruined the rest of the trip because I was walking around like, I'm having a great time. Oh, can you please put my shirt on for me, person I don't barely know from Woodleaf? No, but I had a good time. It was good.
Good. Yeah.
What's a big trip you've been on?
Ooh, I've been on a few. I've been on a few trips.
Well, let's hear them, baby. Come on.
All right. So when I was younger, I'm like around sixth grade or in maybe through junior high. No, sixth grade and younger than that. I had this mission to go to every state. So my grandpa and I would drive, and we would go to every single state and visit it. So I got to see every state. We went to like points of interest and such. And Grandpa's a pretty friendly guy. So
yeah,
like,
he is.
So like one time we went to Laura Ingalls' house, and
Little House on the Prairie house.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a little cabin. A guy
cool.
A guy just walks up, and Grandpa's all friendly with him. He's like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I own this property here." He brings his pickup over and gives us a tour of Laura Ingalls' property, all the way around, wells and such. And I'm like, "Wow, okay, that's pretty cool." He's like, "Hey, Ryan, look at this contraption that changes the, pumps up gas. Isn't that cool?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't get it, but cool."
Did your grandpa break out the tape measure and start measuring the windows just in case Laura Ingalls Wilder wanted some windows put in?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
He didn't. He had it ready though on the side,
like a six gun in his holster. He had the measuring tape.
Oh man, yeah. No, so I went to every state. I've been to Mexico like twice, but I remember one time I was newly married. We walk in, and I'm walking down the street in Tijuana, and and this guy comes in like next to me, and I'm walking with my wife, and he's like, "Hey, you want any drugs? Do you want any drugs? Here, let me maybe talk something you can understand." And he just starts splurting off all these names. I have no idea what they are. And I'm like trying to ignore him, but he keeps walking, like spouting out drug names.
Yeah. Oh, he can't. He was barking up the wrong tree with you, man.
Yeah, he was.
You're like, "Do you have any blizzards or
or pumpkin ice
pie?
cream?
Yeah,
pumpkin ice cream.
Do you have a McFlurry? Do you have any blueberry cobbler?" Oh, you said drugs. I thought you said desserts.
So in college, a lot of times they have these abroad trips, and I was able to go through. This was kind of like a bucket list. It was really cool. I got to see everything I wanted to see for my bucket list on the college abroad. It just
what were some of the things on your bucket list?
Well, like the Colosseum in Rome.
Wow, that is. I'm jealous. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really neat. Like I feel very fortunate to be able to go and do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and got to see the Colosseum, and there's just all the major sites. One day we were like hanging out and with one of the locals there, and we're like, yeah, we don't get to see the Leaning Tower, because it's not on the itinerary. And she's like, it's only an hour away. So one day, I have no idea, I don't speak the language or whatever, but I really wanted to see it. It's on my bucket list. I want to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So
I want some pizza. I'd really like a nice slice of pizza.
So what I do is I walk over. I'm walking around. I ask this guy. I say in French. I'm like, train station, because I don't understand, Italian. And he's like, okay, so you go here. He's speaking Italian to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So I walk over there, use from his hand signals and find the train station, and buy a ticket.
You are lucky. You are lucky.
Well, here's the deal. I get on the train and go an hour away. I see it, and I come back. And all of a sudden, I'm like this big hero, like, oh, this guy just went off on his own just to see this. So then the whole class gets to go, because I went, and they're like, oh, it's just an hour away.
You're a trendsetter, baby. You were Elon Musk for a day. You were a maverick.
That was me. Yeah, I took him all the way to the. Because I got to the city, I didn't know where it was, so I'm like, well, I guess I can just go this way, and I found it. But one of the scariest things happened actually in Florence when I was there. So Florence looks like a maze. If you ever see like pictures of it, it's like a maze. I kind of wanted to go on a run, and I got lost.
Oh man!
And that I didn't have a phone. You didn't have like the little maps on the phone.
Yeah.
I was so scared.
Well, how did you find your way back?
I randomly found something I recognized.
And you were able to get back?
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Well, you were in Florence, so there was probably a lot of Mini Coopers all over surrounding you.
Florenzia.
Oh, Florence in Italy, not Florence, Oregon. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
What was another couple bucket list items that you got to see?
Oh, by the way, we got another comment says John says he gets a free T-shirt because he got 3 people in the chat.
What?
Yeah.
Who were the 3 people in the chat?
Well, we got TJ, Lita, and John.
Hello, TJ. Hello, Lita. I loved your career in the WWE when you were with the Hardy Boys. Team Extreme, Lita.
Wow, these are all like people from my work.
Hey, man.
Better not say anything stupid and get fired.
They're like, good news, you sold 3 more T-shirts on Teespring. Bad news, you lost your actual job today. See you later. Step into my office because you're freaking fired.
And another one. Alicia says hi.
Hey, what's up? You're like on Jerry Maguire. You're like, you show up to your job and you got your little vest on, the little red vest and your name tag, and you're like, who's coming with me? All right, who's coming with me?
That's pretty much it, except not that dramatic. I just walk in and it's like, hey, Ryan, we got to have a meeting in my office.
Like, first of all, Ryan, got to say, love the podcast, okay? That being said, we are going to have to fire you. Pack your crap up, take a couple mountain bars, grab some Nally's chicken noodle soup, and go by the electronics department.
Make like a tree and leave.
Yeah, go by the electronics
get out of here.
Every time I went to your guys' not your store, but that brand, that chain store,
Yeah.
and I went to get like a DVD or VHS or whatever, they would all be 3 times the price of any other store.
I didn't
like,
really
man.
price anything.
No, I'd be like, Mom, I really want this copy of Austin Powers on VHS, but I don't have $87. So I'm not going to be able to get this.
Here's a little secret.
All right, what's up?
If you find it cheaper somewhere else, you can price match.
I didn't know that. Thank you for the intel.
Boom,
Really?
mind blown.
Okay.
I tell you, we blow minds here. Right?
Another part of that store that I really liked was it fed you and I for years in high school because of the special at Taco Bell.
Oh, I mean,
you're gonna have to edit that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that one out.
Yeah,
the store special.
Yeah, you would go through the drive-through and you would say, "I want the such and such special," and you wouldn't even have to have your card.
It's hard, isn't it?
You wouldn't even have to have your card, and you would get like a bean burrito, a taco, and a drink for $1.99.
And then we do frisbee golf.
Yeah, and it was like the best day ever, and you only spent $1.99. It was great. Some of my best vacations actually weren't actually going anywhere, though. It was actually just having a vacation from my normal life, because when I was a kid, we didn't have, like, there were nights where we didn't have dinner. So I would have to go over to Mike's house or Mackenzie's house or your house or whoever's house to eat. So those were my vacations from reality. It was like, okay, you guys are going on vacation. A vacation for me is like dinner a lot of times. Seriously, it's kind of sad, but I wouldn't have all this. Look at all these toys and all this wonderful, I'm a man child, to this day. Thanks a lot, Mom. I'm in my 30s. I have to buy crap I couldn't afford when I was a kid. Thanks.
American hero.
You have no idea, man. I have so much stuff.
All righty, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button, comment. We've been getting a lot of comments. Thank you for those comments.
We love
comments. Subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Guys.